You're on.
Hey there, it's Lisa Chell with Modern Vegan Family, and I'm here in beautiful Kelowna. And once again, I've invited myself over to some friend's house. This is Shri Ananda, and Shri and I met each other and his beautiful partner Rhonda, who you're going to meet on another video, a number of years back through professional speaking. And of course, when we talk from a vegan perspective on Modern Vegan Family, and Shri is what I call not yet vegan, but
Flexitarian.
flexitarian. We're always trying to influence that. But I always think that choice to make any big change in your life that is deemed as positive or brings us, I don't know, elevates us in our evolution as a human being is a really important conversation to have. And I have that conversation a lot with families in terms of plant-based living and transitioning to being vegan and peace on our plate. And, I was peace, love, and plants. I'm all about that. But Shri just recently did a movie called Out of the Darkness. And it really was about evolution too, and it had a really powerful message. And I just had a private screening in their basement. I feel really honored. So Shri, talk a little bit about your movie and that really important message of that main character played, because I think it's something that all of us need to consider regardless of what our evolutionary path is.
Thank you, Lisa. It was so wonderful to have you for a private screening this afternoon. I love that. I love showing the video with friends and hearing what it meant for them. For me, as I wrote it and created it, Out of the Darkness is a new age coming of age film. Turning 30, trying to understand who am I really, and for so many people at that phase of life right now, you've been kind of groomed to go in a certain direction, out of safety. Your parents, your culture, your society says this is what life should look like. You get married, have the kids, get a corporate job, for security. Well, I've been exploring those old stories, those old systems, those old ways of doing things that don't make sense anymore for us. And I think more and more people are waking up to that evolution that you're talking about. They're realizing that those systems and stories don't make sense, and they're questioning them. And so I wanted to create a film that really dive deep into that and find our bliss, find what we're really passionate about and excited about, and in a conscious way, in a way that doesn't harm the environment, in a way that doesn't harm anybody or anything. So I hope that Out of the Darkness will plant seeds in people to have them asking those questions. Is this my truth still? Does this make sense for myself and for the planet and for everyone else?
I loved it. This young woman in the film was wanting to do her art, and she was in the corporate world and struggling with things that her parents expected of her. And I see that a lot when people approach me, and I get approached a lot by millennials about making the transition to being vegan. And I think it's the same thing. It's true for them, but they're really scared because they've been indoctrinated, like I was indoctrinated, that there's one way to do things. You sit down, and what you're talking about in the life level and following your bliss is absolutely the same metaphor as sitting down and what's on your plate. We're indoctrinated to certain things to think that that's what's normal, that's what's necessary, that's what's natural, and we should stay that way. So if you were to, because of course my tribe is moms and millennials and people who are trying to make this change, what would be that one message that you feel you're being compelled? I mean, I'm being compelled to share the plant-based message, but I think we're kind of on the same journey using different topics right now, but same thing. What would you share with them?
To narrow it down to one thing, I always find challenging. In this moment, I'm feeling
more than one thing. I will, because I love you so much. It can be more than one thing.
I love you too. Because one message that I always love to share with people is to invite them to question everything. Even question, for example, if you're listening to me, question what I say, question the film that I made, and you'll find that truth, that vibration of truth within yourself. Whether it's our food explorations, whether it's our spiritual explorations, just keep questioning it and be inquisitive, be the scientist. The second thing I think I really would like to share is to invite people to embrace this awakening or the shifting that they're experiencing within themselves. It is a scary time on the planet for a lot of us who are just starting to see the world through new eyes and to understand what's going on within our four bodies, our spiritual body, mental bodies, physical body, or emotional bodies. Why do I feel off? Does that no longer make sense? Yesterday it was my truth, and today it's not. So embrace that awakening.
I love it. I love it. Now we're going to end with something. I'm surprising Shri with this. He doesn't know that this is my thing. But one of my things that I love to do, because we're talking about big stuff, I also like it to be light and funny, and because life is light and funny, even when we're deep diving into big changes, right? And I discovered this when I was doing a video the other day. My guest likes to do something called sing talking, which is one of my favorite things to do. I like to put my words to song. If you were, and I say, oh, we're going to go for dinner now, because I'm taking your lovely partner Rhonda for dinner with me. So if you were to sing talk one last message to the people who will be watching this, what would you sing talk?
Well, I think I would sing, life is good.
Yeah. Peace, love, and plants. Oh, yeah. You know what? Before, so Troy, Shri. See, I knew I was gonna at one time call you by your previous name. Let the people know when they're going to be able to see Out of the Darkness, or where, or is it going to be online sometime, or what do you think?
So we have a website. If people want to find out more about the film or wanted to find out more about the upcoming film, they can visit outofthedarknessthefilm.com. There you can see some trailers, some videos, stay up to date on what's unfolding. The film itself won't be available online for at least another 8 months. We're currently on a film festival run, so as part of that experience, we need to just have our film shown in festivals around the world. So once that adventure is done, then we'll look at selling DVDs, hopefully finding a network like perhaps Netflix or Gaia Television, something like that people can check it out. So stay tuned for updates. We'll see what unfolds next.
Well, in the meantime, check out Out of the Darkness, thefilm.com, and from Shri and I and Modern Vegan Family in this beautiful, beautiful oasis of nature. Again, peace, love, and plants.